Folks, with dating apps seeing a major decline and Gen Z, myself, leading the charge back to real-life romance, we're in the middle of what experts are calling the Great Dating Reset.
I need to know more about this. So joining us now is Dr. Frankie Bashan, a clinical psychologist and professional matchmaker. She is here to help us unpack why swimping is out and face-to-face is in. So tell me a little bit about what all of this is all about, because in the very beginning a lot of people didn't like those dating apps, then they jumped into it and now they're back doing this face-to-face. Tell us all about it, right?
Yes, in real life, in the wild. A recent study came out by HIMSS that indicated 77% of Gen Z folks, ages 19 to 28, met out in the wild, and they're going to really unconventional places, like they're going to funerals to meet each other and protest. Yes. Right, crazy. They're also, going to bars and clubs and things like that, gyms, volunteering, really wanting to meet authentically. They're tired of the swiping situation and feel like it's so gamified and inauthentic that they are really into this reset, and I love it.
I was going to say, I'm loving this too. I think I was never part of, did you ever have a dating app, India, or no?
I didn't.
Okay, see, I never had a dating app or anything like that. But I think a lot of folks kind of migrated more towards the dating app because Gen Z, I'm part of Gen Z, phone dependent. We all feel comfortable and we find safety in our phones. But now it feels like there's a little bit of anxiety. Do you think folks maybe are a little anxious when they're going out trying to meet someone new? And that's why we kind of resorted to the phones for a bit, but we're transitioning back?
Absolutely, because it's really lonely and isolating. Like, it's not a really deep, you're not going to have a quality connection that way. We're hungry. Even coming out of the pandemic, like, people are just hungry for real connections, and they're not getting it through the apps.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I also wanted to mention, I feel like, so when I first moved to Kentucky, and this isn't relationship-wise, one of the things that I really didn't know what to do was, like, how do I make a friend outside of the people I'm on a work basis? I think it was like that third location, right? You have your home, your work, and then it's supposed to be your third location where you see people. I didn't have that yet. I didn't know it. It took me a minute to figure out because I'm so phone dependent. Did you ever feel that way, India?
Oh, absolutely, I did. And so it was definitely a struggle. And so how are we able to enjoy some of the perks that we currently have and still meet that person, that lasting person? Because let's say, like you just said, if we go find someone at the club or the bar, it's different as opposed to a grocery store or, somewhere where you all have some like hobbies.
Exactly. It's much easier to connect over a common interest. And that's what they're doing. They're getting out there and thinking about what they enjoy. If they like bike riding, they might get together on a meetup and, all hop on a bike and ride around the city and socialize that way and hope for a romantic connection. Spark.
Well, and I was going to say, if you had to give us advice, let's say we're nervous. I've been dependent on the apps and I'm like, oh, how do I go out and I find someone? What should we be looking for, I guess, outside of the phone app? Because I think a lot of times, you might miss stuff because you're not thinking about it. And like you mentioned, grocery stores, bars, restaurants, wherever you are, what should we be looking for to maybe transition, like Gen Z, off the dating reset and go to in-person, face-to-face versus the phones?
So think about things that interest you. It's easy to connect with people that you share interests with, right? So like a gym setting, for example, or rock climbing, something active where you're able to engage with each other around something that's common, a commonality. Another thing is when you're in the supermarket, instead of looking down at your phone, be looking around. Smile, be open, right? You're available, you're not distracted by your phone. This is how you can make connections. You never know who's right next to you who could be a potential match.
So how can we find more information about you and maybe read more into this?
My name's Dr. Frankie. You can find me at littlegaybook.com. You can also find me at littleblackbookmatchmaking.com. And I have all the socials and all that good stuff. I'd love to hear from you.
I was going to say, I'm so excited about this because, I feel like Gen Z gets a bad rap. I am in Gen Z for being really dependent on our phones. I was very blessed to have parents that kind of waited to give me the phone for a length of time. So it's kind of refreshing to see that we're going more to this realistic face-to-face. You think this is a positive thing?
Yes, big time.
Oh.
So happy.
I was going to say, because no one wants to go back to sitting there trying to do some speed dating. Do you remember those times when we would do speed dating?
Hey, I still offer speed dating in my company all over the country. That's a way to get out there.
Exactly.
That's a way to, you get 5-minute opportunities to connect with people.
Well,
Malcolm Gladwell said, right, it takes seconds for an attraction to happen. It's all you need.
Perfect.
Well, we're going to have to take your advice, Dr. Frankie. Thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate all the help.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks.